Joey, what's the matter? Joey, please. Please don't shut me out. Why are you like this? What's the matter? Please talk to me. You're supposed to talk to me as my boyfriend.
I didn't know you were here. I didn't mean for you to see me like this.
No, but you're not like telling me, okay? Like if you found me like this, you would be a nervous wreck as well. That's why I'm here, for you to look after me. And now it's like, I walk in and you're like this. Are you hurt? Have you relapsed or something? Like sitting on the floor in the kitchen, not normal, you know? Imagine if you're in my shoes. What would you think? Have you relapsed?
No, I didn't relapse. Do I smell like alcohol?
No, not at all. You smell like Jimmy Choo, Ocean Blue, or whatever that scent is that you wear.
I don't want to talk about it. Alright, like again, I didn't mean for you to see me like this, all emotional, sitting on the floor like a baby. I'm okay. I forgot that I gave you a key.
Okay, but Joey, I'm not trying to be nosy. I'm not trying to pry. And I'm not trying to, like, invade your privacy in any way. But as someone who's in a committed relationship with you and genuinely cares about your well-being and wants to make sure that you're okay, you have to tell me what's going on, baby. Like, I just want to know why you're in this state. Neither one of us should be sitting on the kitchen floor alone, wallowing in whatever we're wallowing in. I want to help you. Just think about how many people in this world wish they had help, and here I am. Please don't turn me away. Please don't shut me out.
I don't want to burden you with it. It doesn't matter. I've learned over the years, like, anything that goes on in here, it's my job to fix that. Not anybody else. The last thing that I want to do is be in a relationship where I don't know.
Okay, well, unlike other partners, and I'm gonna name drop Miranda because I know she had a low tolerance for listening to people's problems, I am intoxicated when you let me into your mind. I am someone who cherishes every little bit of emotion that you allow me to see because I've dealt with very emotionally unavailable people throughout my life, hence my parents. So please, I'm all ears for whatever problem you're going through, and I want to help you, genuinely. That's what I'm here for.
Alright, fine. I just have these moments where I miss my son. It's so easy to pretend like I'm happy. And to pretend like I'm not thinking about it for the cameras, for you. For my mom, because I don't want my mom to see me upset because then she'll get upset. Same thing with my sister. I just have these private moments where I'm incapable of moving and talking and thinking because I'm consumed with the thought of my son and how I couldn't help him. Like that night, I wasn't there, you know? And I wonder if he was thinking about me. Like, where's daddy while this is happening, you know? And I have these thoughts all the time. I just don't let you see that.
Oh, Joey, I'm so sorry. I wish I could take your pain away, I really do. You don't know how much it pains me to know that you're going through this. I'm sure he's in a better place, though.
Yeah, I know he is. He's probably with my Uncle Jimmy. It's just those moments leading up to it. Those last moments. He was so innocent, you know? His whole world was so innocent. And for things to happen like that, like, I just think of it all the time, man. I don't know what those seem like that, because, like, how am I supposed to function with people if all I'm thinking about is my grief? But, like, it's just though, no matter how, all the good times I had with Junior, all the times we would play or whatever, just the happiness, right? I can't think of that. I'm overcome with the thought of his last moments because I wasn't there to protect him as a dad. Yeah, I just wish that I could have. It was my job to protect him, and instead I gave up my rights as a father. Like, what was I thinking during that whole time? How could I ever, like, give those up? And look what happened, you know?
I know it's easier for me to say this to you, and it's harder to, like, put it into practice, but you can't, like, live in regret. That's one of the things I've learned throughout my journey, is that you can't let regrets kill you like this. You can't change what happened in the past. You know, I know it's cliche, but it's true.
Come on, Melissa. You know, as a parent, even with Chris, right? You know it's impossible to get rid of the regrets when it comes to your kid. Those are the regrets you can't shake. You can shake regret when it comes to your job, how you acted with somebody, how you treated your mom or whatever. But when it comes to your kid, you make a mistake, and that regret lives with you forever. And what happened to Junior, whether or not people tell me you couldn't have stopped it, or you couldn't have known, this is your fault, even when they blame Miranda, I can't shake the regret. I'm gonna live with that regret till I'm dead, until I see Junior again, if I'm blessed enough to go to heaven.
I get all that, and I'm just trying to come from a place of, like, rational thinking and trying to, like, better you and help you through what you're going through, even though you're walking through fire that I can't extinguish. I just want to know, like, how do you think that you're gonna move on and, like, one day have children when you have these breakdowns? Like, I had no idea you were going through this, even though I could assume, I just did not know it was this bad. How do you expect to, like, move on with your life? I know this is all fresh, but you have to take the first step somehow.
Well, Melissa, these are the times where, moments like this, where I don't think it's possible for me to have children ever again. These are times where, like, I think about if Brian's paternity test had come out different that one time and I wound up with a daughter, I don't think that I would be able to do what Miranda's doing right now and raising another child. I give it to Miranda to even be able to look at her daughter after what happened to Junior. I don't know how she's doing it, and by herself on top of that, I don't know. I couldn't do it. These are the moments where I could not.
I know I've asked you this before, but I feel like this is a different context and a more truthful one. Are there moments where you do feel like you can, you know, like, move on and have children even though you've been through this? Because now I'm talking to the real Joey, who's really going through it, and I want to know what he has to say, not the one that's, like, annoyed by my questions or just wants to brush off a conversation. I want to know genuinely what you're feeling in terms of, like, moving on after something like this.
Of course. Those brief seconds throughout the day where I forget what happened and I'm happy for, like, a couple seconds and I feel strong. Yeah. Feel like I could have a kid. But then it's like a passing cloud. It evaporates and I'm back to real life. And real life is the real thing, you know? How am I supposed to look at a baby or another child and not think of Junior? How am I supposed to play ball with a kid and not remember how I used to do it with Junior? No matter, it's not fair to whatever child I have next, if I ever do. It's not fair to them that they have to live with a dad that's broken. Well, Victor, I just scheduled your lie detector test with a friend of mine at the precinct. I hope that me making you do this does not cause any problems with our friendship and you don't take offense to it. Even if you're lying to me, I think you have good intentions, but I don't want you to stand there and hate me for thinking of you as a liar. In today's environment that I'm dealing with everyone in my life, I'm just having a hard time trusting anyone. It's nothing personal against you. I don't take offense, and I am still willing to take the test because I'm not lying. But in a last ditch effort to get you to change your mind on all of this stuff and going to Montana to get a child that's not yours back, I just want to ask you, do you remember all the trouble that Miranda went through with the way Joey treated her? The hell, the unimaginable hell that she went through while parenting Junior in your relationship. The divorce, the supervised visits, the having to go to court several times. Before that, there were paternity tests every other week. The stuff that happened with Melissa hitting her child, the god-awful things that her mother-in-law used to try and do. She finally got away, and I know it hurts, but she is safe, she is happy. She has her happy ending. And although I know you have a stake in finding Charlotte, going to find her, it's only going to ruin Miranda's life. And I think she deserves her happy ending and to be left undisturbed. It's almost like bothering a corpse, digging them up to make them dance. You know what I mean? Of course I remember all of that. I lived through it with her. I saw how much pain her ex-husband caused her. I saw the stress on her at night. In hindsight, I don't take 100% responsibility for us failing. Our relationship was put in a pressure cooker. I was under pressure to be perfect and try to make her happy, and she was under pressure from everyone in her life to go through a divorce, supervised visits, custody battles, child support, fraudulent this, fraudulent that. There was not a moment where Miranda was allowed to breathe, and I expected our relationship to be peachy. But just because Miranda went through some crap, and just because her life was hard and our relationship failed, does not give her the right to take the baby away from me that I raised. That I was there for 9 months. That I was there in the delivery room. I put my name on a birth certificate. Nothing gives her the right to take her away from me like that. And I had been very gracious in not contacting child services, family court, none of it, to try to do this the right way. So don't act like I don't have sympathy for her. I do. If I didn't, I would have called child services a long time ago. I would have had the whole country looking for Miranda, just like my uncle tried. Okay, I know you have your plans, but I still must point out that it's not like only I know the truth about you and Charlotte. A lot of people know, including your uncle. No matter what you say about him to me, I have my impression of your uncle, and I do not trust him with such information, even if you do not have physical results that can be proved to people. And it's their word against yours. It's still a very slippery slope to be going down, bringing a baby back when everyone knows, or going to get a baby when everyone knows. It's just, I don't know. You're still trying to dissuade me. I know how many people know. And it sucks. It keeps me up at night. Every night I think I'm gonna wake up in the morning to a text that everyone now knows that I'm not the dad. But that's why I told you, Victor, and I know it's an unpleasant truth. The second that I have my baby in my arms, I'm gone. I have custody to her. She's mine. I share that with Miranda. Just as Miranda ran off with her, I can run off with her too. And hell, I will go even more invisible than Miranda. By the time anyone finds me with my daughter will have lived with me for 19 years or so, and I will be her dad. That's my idea of happiness, Victor. Okay, fine, I must ask this then. And I'm not saying this to hurt you, and I'm not saying this to side with Miranda. Hypothetically, I fail this test, and you go to Montana, and you find Charlotte, and you take Charlotte, and you run off, and you disappear in the night, and we never see you again. The Brian Montgomery that I know would never do that to Miranda, especially after she lost her son. How can you take a baby from a mother while she is grieving? That's not the Brian Montgomery that I know. And I'm just trying to talk some sense into you. The age-old question, huh? How can I do this to Miranda? That's how I know you're running out of ammo, Victor. You're saying the same thing everyone else says, and you've said this before. How can I take my daughter from her? Hell, I think the better question is, how the hell could Miranda do this to me for so long? And don't give me the whole, oh, she needed to flee for her safety. She needed to get out of this town. There was a right way to do it. No one should disappear with someone else's child. I knew you would say that. I knew it. So I have another hypothetical situation that you may not think of. Hypothetically, you take Charlotte from her mother and you run off and hide. Hypothetically, Joey finds out that he's the father, and over time, that does not sit well with him, and he wants his daughter. Knowing him nowadays, knowing that family, especially Mildred, they will find her. And now it becomes a confrontation between you both. It will become a whole nother custody battle, another paternity test scandal. That will always be haunting you. You think that stealing Charlotte will lead to this prosperous, happy, peaceful life where you can maybe meet a girl and live in happiness, but no. You're always going to be looking over your shoulder, and that is probably something that Miranda is doing today. You'll never live without paranoia. You'll never leave a grocery store wondering if you're going to bump into Joey. Well, that's the thing. Joey's not going to find me. I promise you that. I'm not going to be found. By the time he finds out, if he ever does, that he has a daughter, I'm sorry. He gave up his rights to Junior. He never wanted kids, and he's not in the right mind to take care of one ever again after what he went through. That man is on the verge of relapse every single day. He should not be allowed to have children. As my uncle always used to say, like certain people, it should be illegal for them to have kids. Well, he's one of them. Okay, lastly, I remember when you got into a relationship with Miranda, all you wanted for her was happiness. You started out just wanting to be different and give her the life that nobody else was giving her. You were so selfless. That was what you lived by. When Charlotte was born, and I know you remember what it's like to hold her for the first time, all you wanted was happiness for her. Safety, a good life. Wherever she is right now, wherever Miranda is right now, they are both happy and safe. If you go there and you disrupt that, you go against everything that you once believed. And instead you may be hurting your daughter. You may be hurting Miranda. Because one day she will have to grow up, and if she's not asking who her real dad is, she will ask who her mother is. That's a guarantee. You know, that's that line right there, that actually kind of got to me. Because my one creed, my oath to Miranda, was always that I just wanted to see her happy. My oath to Charlotte was the same exact thing, safe and happy, and right now they are. So maybe you're right. Maybe I shouldn't be going to Montana. Maybe you taking this lie detector test is foolish. It's my uncle. I'm gonna go take this. Hello?